everybody. Glad that you're here. We're going to get a chance to talk about one of Commander's favorite topics, love, life, and relationships. And so I didn't know you were known as Dr. Love back in what do they call it, the Big Pen, the Big House. Right, in the Big House, Dr. Love. So hear about that. So I may not compare exactly to the doctor here, but nonetheless ask you to share some thoughts because one of my favorite topics of conversations is about relationships. And our relationships have so much impact on our heart, on our spirit, and on our mind. And when our relationships are not working well, it conflicts with every move we take. But when we do have the joy of having love in our hearts and somebody else loving us the way we want to be loved, it lifts our spirit in so many great ways. And many of us find ourselves in the middle. Sometimes we have somebody that we love and they love us, and sometimes we have nobody who loves us. But a lot of us fall ourselves in the middle. We love somebody, but they ain't loving us the right way. Or somebody loves us and we aren't loving them the right way. So it's how do we navigate ourselves through this pathway so that we can get more uniform and in alignment. Because when we be in alignment with the relationships that we want to have in our lives, then we have power. Otherwise, we're getting drained. And when we are, sometimes you can find joy by yourself, but when you are combined with somebody strong, then you can navigate the chaos in your life so much better. But you can't do it well if you got chaos in the home and you don't have a strong relationship to work and build with. So what are some things that we can talk about collectively that'll help us have and build stronger and loving relationships with ourselves and people in our lives? There are two ways to think about it that I'm going to talk about tonight, and I want us to be able to talk about amongst ourselves as well. One is, evaluating compatibility. What makes us compatible with our significant other, our wife, our girlfriend, people in our lives? Are we compatible or are we not compatible? That's the first issue to figure out. And then the second part is talking about love languages. There are 5 love languages, and about understanding what love language is yours and the people that you're with. And, I'll go more in depth about love language, but first let's talk about compatibility. Compatibility means to what degree we're able to connect and be able to have shared interests, shared values, and shared goals. If we're able to focus on those 3 areas, that helps us to be able to see how well we match up, well. Now here, how many of us have somebody special in our lives? Be it your wife, your girlfriend, somebody you're working on, okay? All right, okay. How many of us don't have somebody today? All right, now, okay, great. So pretty much all of us are covered. The key is figuring out, can we have the most healthiest and fulfilling relationship that's possible? So if you got somebody, it's easier to focus on it. And the key is just understanding, okay, how do we build onto something and create something that works for us and really builds us going forward? So when we talk about one of the important pieces, which is shared interest. Shared interest allows us to be able to do things together in a positive way. There are people who are together, but they kind of lead separate lives. They aren't actually enjoying each other's company on a regular basis. Sometimes you start off that way, doing that, but then you get caught up with family life, work life, and other things. And then, honestly, during the week, y'all really aren't finding time to do things together. And you keep putting it off and putting it off. But if you have shared interests, that brings quality of connection and joy to each other. I think you ought to have at least 3 things of shared interests that y'all can do on a continuous basis for you to kind of have the kind of time and commonality in order to stay together and move the place forward. So now, all right, give me a volunteer. I'd like to hear about your relationship and what kind of shared interests you feel you have with your wife and girlfriend.
Peace, brothers. I'm Christian from Georgia. So, with my lady, we've been through a rough patch. So we were friends about everything before we really just hit it off as a couple. And man, it's crazy. We joke around about little silly stuff. It's like she's a kid. And she said something to me that struck me, right? She said, because we had a conversation about how unattractive women in masculine energy are, okay? And so she says, well, you know, if you want me to stay in my feminine energy, she said, then lead properly, okay? So she said that, and I took that, and I said, man, not only do I have young men, kids to lead, I have a woman that wants a man that's a leader. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I was a street kid. Keyword was. I was a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? I was a home wrecker. You know what I'm saying? But the old me, the nicknames that I would give myself so the community or people would call me, they died. You feel what I'm saying? They died. I had to put to death the old
people dead,
the things that I used to do, the childish things I used to do.
Childish things, right. That died out of your spirit.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. I had to shed some skin. You know, like you had to shed some skin, pretty much. So, I submitted. I got on my knees. All right, and I said, God, if you stay in constant contact with me, I'll keep the temple clean, so you can be there. You know what I mean? And then I also asked him. I said, give me wisdom to govern your people and knowledge to discern from good and evil, and that's it. And I'm honored and grateful to say that. I'm a vessel. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm here to help, and I give that to my lady. I'm selfless with her. You know what I'm saying? I don't complain. I'm grateful to have a woman. It means a lot to have a woman and to have a family and then be behind the bars in a 12 by 8 cell with a metal bunk bed that you about break your ankles on every time you hop off of it. Waiting for a trade. You know what I'm saying?
You know the difference.
Correct. Yes,
you know
sir.
the difference.
Sunlight means something to you.
Right.
Cold water means something to you. A toilet that you could close the door in means something to you. You know what I'm saying? Your kids, knowing that you don't have to wait one day a week to contact them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can call them, hey, come here, and put your arms around them. Hey, I'm so proud of you, boy. I love you. You know what I mean? Not only that, it means something to them. You know what I'm saying? So for me, the willingness to not to want to go back to the BS has became greater than staying the same. You know what I'm saying? The willingness to want to change. You feel me? So, boom. Now, she found, I feel like at my lowest point, she made herself available to me. She said, I want you. You know what I'm saying? But I want you to lead. That's what she would always say. I want you to lead. I want you to lead. Right? Because I want her out that masculine energy. I'm like, look, me and you can't be the man. One of us got to be the man.
That's
you know
right.
What I'm saying? If I'm going to go buy you a dress, carry yourself like you wear dresses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have to come home and get bare knuckle with my girl. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I want my house to be a house of peace and a house of love and a house to serve God. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm the only one that can create that. Right?
Right. That's
So,
your responsibility.
correct.
And that